Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest blurred in the land. Welcome back, Legends community. Returning Legends, thank you so much for commenting, liking, and sharing. Also, new Legends, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, and sharing, and also subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is no other on the Russo Brothers. It seems like Kevin Feige is having a lot of doubt dealing with the Russo Brothers once again. I remember at some point in time, originally the Russo Brothers weren't supposed to actually be returning to Marvel Studios for a very long time because they wanted to establish their own movie studio to make movies and TV shows. And it seems like it's surprising to hear this because it seems like Kevin Feige's real reason for this makes a lot of sense. When it comes to movies, the Russo brothers have not been doing really well when it comes to their own movies. Maybe with Marvel, of course, right? Because they actually are a company that wants to put out a quality product when it comes to it. But the problem is now is their latest movie was a flop. So pretty much Kevin Feige is worried that Avengers 5 and 6 because of the Russo brothers' latest movie. Unbelievable. So let's talk about these movies too, because the Russo brothers, how I came across the Russo brothers is probably how a lot of us came across the Russo brothers as directors. Their first movie that they came out with is the second installment to Captain America, and it actually was highly successful, The Winter Soldier. $1 million in the box office. So this is kind of the start of the Russo brothers. We kind of know their track record. They're known for doing superhero movies. And then we're introduced to their next installment, and it's the third installment of the Captain America movies, and it's no other than Captain America Civil War, which is a crossover superhero movie. Was highly successful, did $1 billion in the box office, and I think $1 million worldwide. This is showing us how they've grown as directors. They got the first movie, was successful, even though it did $1 million. That was the second Captain America movie. Then you got the third one. Now, we are going into the next movie. And the next movie was highly anticipated. A lot of people went to go see this movie in theaters. I remember it was packed. And it's no other than Avengers 3. $1 billion in the box office, all right? Like, this is going to show you that they have transitioned as directors. And then after that, the sequel to Avengers 3 Infinity War, Avengers 4 Endgame, was a box office success. Another $1 billion. All right, they're making a billy. I'm just saying. And when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense because when they make these superhero movies, they're costly. All right, they got a budget. You got a certain amount of actors in the movie. You want the movie to be actually really good, that Marvel fans have an appreciation for the movies. So I could understand why Kevin Feige is going to be watching over them a bit more because he's looking like, hold up, you guys did great with these movies, but these other movies y'all coming out ain't really that great because The Electric State did $1 million, but it did not stay atop of the Netflix box office. So I think the reason for Kevin Feige being worried is because he does not want this to repeat again. Because you'll have to remember, when Thor 4 came out, they actually said, you know what? We got to keep an eye on Taiki. He's doing too much with the movie for Thor 4. And that's why he's probably saying, look, we may have to go do the same method that we did with him. We're going to have to do with the Russo brothers because they don't know exactly what they're doing with these movies. And we don't want our brand to be tarnished, all right? Because Marvel Studios wants to be the brand, you know what I'm saying? And at that high quality, making sure that the movie is a solid movie. Now, the other factors with this, think about it this way too, is the trailers for the movies. When you make movies, you gotta have solid trailers. You know what I'm saying? Like a trailer is pretty much your appetizer. What our fans from Marvel are gonna see from Avengers 5 and 6 and say, ooh, let me go pre-order my tickets. because pre-order sales mean a lot for movies like that. The reason why Avengers 3 and 4 was successful, because I remember, because the ticket sales were successful as pre-orders. So that is the other thing that is a factor when it comes to these movies. I can understand Kevin Feige being worried about this because, like I said, he's treating it like it's his babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, these movies are my babies. You know what I'm saying? I am the president of Marvel Studios, and I am the one overseeing the projects and how they should be. Now he's got to keep an eye on the production on these two movies because movies cost money. You know what I'm saying? You make a movie to make money, you know what I'm saying? And you re-up that money with the box office sales. Am I right or wrong, right? Hopefully, when it comes down to it, I'm looking forward to both movies. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the previous Avengers movies. And I really want these movies to succeed. You know what I'm saying? When I think about it now, and maybe Kevin Feige having to actually be there to see what's going on behind the scenes so these movies could come out may have to be a factor for it, because he looking at their catalog outside of Marvel and they're like, it ain't that great. It ain't that great. You know what I'm saying? He looking like, that didn't do good. This movie didn't do good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The only thing I think that the Russo Brothers got going on besides Marvel movies, I'm going to be 100 about it, it's Citadel.
Amazon Plus, check out Citadel by the Russo Brothers. It's actually really good. 3-part
series I've seen in a while, since something like a 007. All right? That's something they're really good at. They're good at making spy TV series. And I'm like, y'all should just do more of that. Because that Electric State was trash. Straight trash, yo. Hopefully things work out and it doesn't push these movies back further along, because, you know, sometimes Marvel does tend to push back movies depending on what's going on with the movies, whether it's reshoots, you know, screenings for movies. But I definitely hope that this works out, you know, like I said before, because Kevin Feige, like I said, originally did not want them to come back. They originally were supposed to be coming back for quite a while, but it is the hardest working blood on YouTube. You tell me in the comments, do you think the Russo brothers can actually make successful Avengers 5 and 6 movies? And my next question for you guys is, do you think Kevin Feige made the right move when it came to overseeing what's going on for the next upcoming Marvel movies? It is the hardest working blood on YouTube, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, sharing. Also, hit that bell to stay notified when I drop the latest content. And it's the hardest working blurred on YouTube, and I'm out, legends.